it does not simply kill prey to eat. It torments its opponents through playfulness and domination. Rattlesnakes, black widow spiders, venomous scorpions, the terrors of the desert are completely defeated and slowly swallowed alive by a bird weighing less than half a kilo with a ridiculous running style like a clown. The creature that leaves X-shaped marks in the sand is called the Roadrunner. Only about 50 to 60 centimeters long and weighing less than half a kilogram, it looks like a character that stepped out of a cartoon, with long, skinny legs, a sharp beak, and a small feather crest always standing upright on top of its head. The Roadrunner appears completely harmless. However, that appearance is perfect camouflage. The Roadrunner is one of the fastest ground-moving birds in North America, reaching speeds of up to 42 kilometers per hour. Its feet are specially structured in a zygodactyl form, which is the origin of its X-shaped footprint. This structure gives it absolute grip on shifting sand and loose gravel, allowing it to make sudden stops and sharp turns at high speed without losing momentum. More than that, its long tail is not just for decoration. When running, the Roadrunner's tail works exactly like the rudder of an airplane, constantly adjusting airflow to maintain perfect balance. Its streamlined body slips through cactus thickets with astonishing agility. However, speed is not the only weapon that allows this small bird to dare confront a rattlesnake. If it were only fast, it would choose to run away. Instead, the Roadrunner chooses to attack. The real secret that helps it win lies in the way it deceives the snake's reflexes before delivering the decisive strike. When a rattlesnake encounters a Roadrunner, its survival instinct is immediately activated. The snake coils its body tightly, rattles its tail to create dry clicking sounds as a warning, and raises its head to prepare for an attack. At close range, a rattlesnake bite is almost impossible to dodge, but the bird does not back away. It begins moving in circles, tilting its head and taking broken, uneven steps. The Roadrunner's movement at this moment is calculated in extreme detail. It performs fake moves, bringing its wings forward to draw the snake's attention. When the rattlesnake loses patience and launches forward, that is exactly when it falls into the trap. The Roadrunner's reflex is faster than the snake's venomous strike. With a light jump powered by its muscular legs, the bird moves back only a few centimeters, letting the snake's fangs miss by a hair. This keeps happening again and again. The bird baits, the snake attacks, and misses. Within only a few minutes, the snake begins to tire from wasting too much energy on missed strikes. Taking advantage of the moment when the snake slows down to coil back, the Roadrunner immediately closes in. Its sharp, hard beak attacks the snake's head directly with absolute precision, and it does not stop there. Once it has clamped tightly onto the snake's head, the bird repeatedly slams the victim's body against the hard rocks around it. This action not only disables the prey, but also breaks down its skeletal structure, making the snake's body softer and easier to swallow whole. One meal can last for hours. The snake's head lies inside the bird's stomach, while the tail still dangles outside its beak, slowly moving down the digestive system with each swallow. Cattle herders in the American West in the early 20th century once recorded stories claiming that Roadrunners knew how to pick up cactus branches and arrange them in a circle around a sleeping snake, trapping it inside. Although modern observations have not confirmed this cactus arranging behavior, scientists have documented an equally sophisticated tactic hunting in pairs. When facing a snake that is too large, two Roadrunners will coordinate. One stands in front and keeps provoking the snake to attract its attention, while the other sneaks behind it and attacks its blind spot until the snake completely collapses. The ability to defeat venomous snakes has placed this bird at the top of the list of desert hunters. But, if you think rattlesnakes are its most frightening prey, you are mistaken. The Roadrunner's menu hides targets far stranger and far more dangerous, requiring skills that took scientists many years to decode. The scarcity of food in dry lands has shaped the Roadrunner into a flexible omnivorous predator. That means it will eat anything it can overpower. Under scorching hot rocks, scorpions, tarantulas, and black widow spiders are creatures that rule the ground. Their venom is strong enough to bring down large rodents. When a Roadrunner discovers a scorpion, It does not rush in and peck recklessly. The bird waits until the scorpion raises its tail, then uses its beak to clamp down on the stinger-bearing tail with lightning speed. After disabling the most dangerous weapon, it breaks open the scorpion's hard shell and swallows it whole. The Roadrunner's body possesses a special digestive system, allowing it to break down the venom of spiders and scorpions into harmless protein before the poison can enter the bloodstream. The Roadrunner does not only hunt on the ground. It also targets prey in the air. Hummingbird feeders in residential areas near the desert often become perfect ambush points. Although its wings are short and it cannot fly far, the Roadrunner knows how to hide beneath bushes and wait motionless. When an unsuspecting hummingbird swoops down to drink, the Roadrunner uses the force of its extremely powerful legs to launch into the air, snatch the fast-flying prey, and swallow it whole. Insects, lizards, amphibians, centipedes, mice, and even the eggs of other birds all appear on this menu. Thanks to its non-picky diet, the Roadrunner solves one of the most basic problems of the desert water. It almost never needs to seek out rare stagnant pools. All the water it needs to survive is extracted directly from the body fluids of the prey it has just eaten. However, eating reptiles and insects creates one major problem: its body takes in a huge amount of salt. To cope with this, the Roadrunner evolved a special gland located near the nose area. This gland filters excess salt from the blood and excretes it from the body. Taking water from meat and filtering salt on its own, the Roadrunner possesses every physiological advantage needed to rule dry lands. Even so, those supreme hunting skills still face a challenge from an invisible enemy that always lurks whenever night falls. The greatest threat to this bird's survival does not come from claws or venom, but from temperature itself. In vast deserts, daytime temperatures can exceed 40 degrees Celsius. But when the sun sets, the temperature can plunge to near freezing. This extreme temperature difference threatens the lives of thousands of desert creatures every year. Roadrunners do not have thick fat to keep them warm. To avoid bodily damage during freezing nights, they actively lower their body temperature, entering a light state of torpor to conserve energy. As soon as the first rays of morning sunlight appear, they wake up, turn their backs toward the sun, and fluff down their feathers to expose a special patch of black skin on their backs. This patch of skin works like a solar panel, absorbing heat to quickly warm the blood and restore body temperature over 2 to 3 hours. In contrast, when the sun reaches its peak and the desert becomes an extremely high-temperature environment, they move into the shade beneath bushes. Roadrunners have a small patch of bare skin right under the chin. They rapidly vibrate this skin patch to create airflow, helping release heat directly from the blood into the outside environment without losing precious moisture. This perfect adaptation is not only for adult birds. The next generation of Roadrunners is also pushed into this harsh environment from the moment they hatch. Parent pairs build nests on low branches and lay 2 to 6 eggs. The chicks are born completely blind and featherless. To keep them from starving, both the father and the mother continuously take turns hunting lizards and insects to bring back. Thanks to this rich source of protein, the chicks grow at an astonishing speed. After only 3 weeks of age, they can leave the nest, have enough speed to chase prey on their own, and begin an independent life cycle on the hot sand. If you grew up with the classic Warner Brothers cartoons of the 90s, you surely cannot forget the Looney Tunes series. In it, the coyote always uses every kind of weapon, explosive, and rocket to catch the blue Roadrunner, but forever fails because the bird runs too fast. But real science offers a completely different view. In a real race, a coyote can sprint up to 69 kilometers per hour, which is 1.5 times faster than the Roadrunner's top speed of 42 kilometers per hour. If it were a straight, long-distance race, the Roadrunner would certainly become the coyote's prey. So why do coyotes still rarely catch them in real life? The answer lies in flexible tactics. Roadrunners do not race in a straight line like in the cartoon. When chased, they run in zigzags, shoot straight into a giant cactus thicket, or use their lightweight body structure to leap up onto a high branch. The larger coyote cannot brake in time, often crashes straight into obstacles, or is left helplessly standing under the tree looking up. They do not need to be the fastest, only the smartest. That is what helps the Roadrunner win. Unlike many animals whose habitats are shrinking and whose numbers are declining, Roadrunners are doing the opposite. Their total population currently remains extremely stable, with more than 1 million breeding-age individuals, placing them in the completely safe category. Instead of surrendering to urbanization, they learn how to take advantage of it. Roadrunners have begun appearing more often on the edges of cities, in parking lots, and on golf courses. They have discovered that sidewalks and asphalt roads are ideal places to hunt lizards that come out to sunbathe. While residential areas provide large numbers of insects and small birds attracted by artificial feeders, their familiar appearance and agile movement have made the Roadrunner a long-standing symbol. For some ancient indigenous tribes in the southwestern United States, the bird's X-shaped footprint was considered a protective charm, causing bad luck to lose direction and fail to follow people. In modern culture, they represent intelligence, resourcefulness, and the ability to overcome all adversity. Whether living in cartoons from a humorous perspective or in real life as a sharp hunter, the Roadrunner still keeps an unmistakable identity. Even though it proudly steps on the heads of venomous snakes, the Roadrunner today is facing an equally serious threat from the human ecosystem: feral cats. Similar to the ecological decline happening in Australia, where many native creatures are threatened by the rise of feral cats, North America is also facing a similar problem. Although Roadrunners have sharp reflexes to avoid venom, they are at a disadvantage against this introduced predator. Feral cats do not create warning sounds like rattlesnakes. They approach their targets in silence and launch surprise attacks. The difference in size and weight makes this desert bird, especially young birds, very vulnerable when encountering cats. This reality has created many challenges in conserving biodiversity and controlling species introduced by humans. Natural environments once maintained their own internal rules of ecological balance, but the appearance of outside factors is strongly changing the food chain in this region. From dodging the venomous bites of rattlesnakes in 1/1000th of a second, to defeating venomous scorpions, to enduring the harshness of desert temperatures, the Roadrunner proves that survival does not belong to those who only rely on physical strength. The existence of the Roadrunner is clear proof of evolution and natural selection. The longest survivor does not necessarily have to be the largest or possess the strongest venom, but must be the creature with the most flexible ability to adapt. In a harsh ecosystem, the Roadrunner makes up for its lack of size with reflex speed and tactics. It uses agility to avoid physical attacks and exploits the prey's own habits to create a survival advantage for itself. The final survivor is the one that knows how to change flexibly, calculate precisely, and never back down before natural barriers. Next time, when you see an X-shaped footprint printed on dry ground, remember that it is not the trace of an ordinary bird. It is proof of the existence of a true warrior, one that continues to race and win in the natural battle for survival on the ground. If you are impressed by the hunting tactics of this small bird, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to continue watching the next science documentaries about the animal world.